Hello, welcome to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet where we get together and talk about the things that help us escape, typically anime. Welcome to the degeneracy. Hello, one-man show. How are we doing this evening? Steven Ransom, good to see you as well. Tokyo Mew Mew new, just a bit too cute for you. That makes a lot of sense. Tokyo Mew Mew, when it released, I mean, we're talking 2002, so people barely knew what, like, Full Metal Alchemist was. It was that weird in-between where we were going from rentals on the shelf to streaming and streaming, downloading stuff on the internet, basically. So we were starting to get a lot more anime, and so it was a big, like, welcome to anime, here's what it can be for a lot of people. Quite a few people got into anime, some good friends of mine as well. That being said, it is animal-based girls based on DNA that then get to be magical girls, more or less. So if you're not down with the magical girl Sailor Moon genre, it is not a Madoka Magica. It is not going to be a it just got real and adult and dark here. No, it's gonna be that cutesy frou-frou. You're gonna get diabetes watching that show. So if you're someone who doesn't like diabetes, then I'd go ahead and pass on that one. If I were you, the rest of us will get some diabetes this season. All right, hello pop culture. How are we doing tonight? Oh boy, I feel like I haven't been here for a while. I mean, obviously I haven't. It's been two days of non-stream, but to make it up to everyone, I'm drinking different sake. So that's how I make it up to people. This is marketed as Kobe sake. It's a ginjo style, so we should have some good rice flavors still left in it. It is actually brewed in Kobe, Japan, so we'll see. I like stuff a little farther north. We'll see. Is okay. Definitely has that extra sweetness that I'm not a huge fan of. However, the other reason I bought this one, I got a little plastic lid to go on my cup, so as I am prone to do when I knock this one over, it's not going to go everywhere. Dennis is in the middle of a game of Magic. By God, Dennis, what are you going to do? Are you going to tap that mana so you can bring forth the summoning beast? Or are you going to rat deck? Real men rat deck. That's what I do. That's what I do. That is for sure. Oh, baby. Happy Bikini Day, everyone. Today is National Bikini Day in America. I know that's true because I saw it on Twitter, and then when I Googled it, Google said, yeah, today's Bikini Day. Congratulations. Kind of like Vermeil in gold thus far. Depends on where they're going with it. Ooh, I hope that one turns out well. I have not started on that one yet. We'll dive into the reviews here in just a minute for what I have started from this weekend. But Vermeil in gold is one that it doesn't look good, but I'm very excited for it. So we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise me and it'll be some sort of like fantastic like genre reconstruction, but we will find out. We'll find out on that one. May the heart of the cards guide you, Dennis. For you, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! You like Marek deck? I never remember how to say that guy's name. The Bikini premiered on this day in 1946. Let's get some history behind today. I'm just gonna Google the word bikini. And the first hit's a Wikipedia page. Haha. Overlord 4 started. Ooh, baby. Get excited. Have you not seen the little the little albedo rub-a-dub-dub. You know what I mean? Let's see. In May 1946, Parisian fashion designer Jacques Heim released a two-piece swimsuit design that he named the Atom, or the Atom, and advertised as the smallest swimsuit in the world. All hail! Oh, I should let everybody see this. I apologize for my rudeness here. You can see the Mexican actress Dolores. Give me the thing. There we go. Okay. Mexican actress Dolores Del Rio is considered a pioneer on wearing a two-piece swimsuit, later known as the bikini. Here she is posing in a publicity photograph for the film In Caliente 1935 while wearing this type of clothing. So, hey, we got 1935 popping off. Meanwhile, 1946, we actually have a fashion designer, Jacques Heim, releasing a two-piece swimsuit design that he named the Atom. More money, less clothing, good business! You know it to be true. Oh yeah, I need to switch my face on this one. Here we go. Like swimsuits of the era, it covered the wearer's belly button and it failed to attract much attention. Clothing designer Louis Réard introduced his new, smaller design in July. Huzzah, that's today, July 5. Haha, it is actually true. You can appreciate the bikini, but they really do nothing for my figure. You know what? You just got to get the right bikini. Nowadays, you can get bikinis that are like 14 pieces, and you have like the one piece, and they like strap around, and like by the end of it, you look like a busted sausage, and it's all wrapped up in there. Oh, he named the swimsuit after the Bikini Atoll, where the first public test of a nuclear bomb had taken place 4 days before. His skimpy design was risque, exposing the wearer's navel and much of her buttocks. No runway model would wear it, so he hired a nude dancer. From the Casino de Paris named Michelle Bernardini to model it at a review of swimsuit fashions. Due to its revealing design, the bikini was once considered controversial, facing opposition from a number of groups and being accepted only very slowly by the general public. And the teetotalers, what's their name? The teetotalers? In many countries, the design was banned from beaches and other public places. That's one of those funny pictures that they have of the guy like measuring the midriff on that. Super funny. France banned the bikini. France banned it. Like, think about olden France, how far they've come. Germany banned it until the 70s. Woo! And some communist groups condemned the bikini as a capitalist decadence. The bikini also faced criticism from some feminists who reviled it as a garment designed to suit men's tastes and not those of women. General public is general stupid. Oh, man. Despite this backlash, imagine this right here. The bikini also faced criticism from feminists who reviled it as a garment designed to suit men's tastes. And now feminists running around saying free the tatas because it's weird from like a biological human standpoint that I can be topless but women can't. It's kind of strange. I get that some have more stuff going on there than I do, but it is strange from just a purely human body standpoint. The bikini gained increased exposure and acceptance as film stars like Brigitte Bardot, God bless her soul, Raquel Welch, and Ursula Andress, her as well, wore them and were photographed on public beaches and seen in film. The minimalist bikini design became common in most Western countries by the mid-60s as both swimwear and underwear. So we're talking about a time where underwear was like dudes wore a t-shirt and shorts underneath their suit. And what I don't understand, like, Why does no one point to that as a proof of global warming? 60 years ago, dudes wore whole suits under their suits. They wore pants and shirt under a 3-piece suit, and they were okay. When was air conditioning invented? Air conditioning invention. 1902. Okay, no, they had AC then. All right. So they had AC, but still, I could not wear a whole suit under a suit. That's insane. There must be global warming coming around here. It was widely used as sportswear in beach volleyball and bodybuilding. Oh, let me get everything on screen here for everybody. Oh, I hate that tab thing. Let's see. Number of modern stylistic variations of the design used for marketing purposes, such as industry classifications, including monokini. Okay, can somebody, we need to figure out what monokini means, because it's insane to me. Because that just means like one piece. Is it just a one piece? Like, that's insane. Similarly, a variety of men's and women's underwear types are described as bikini underwear. Trikini, tankini, pubikini, skirtini, thong and G-string. Wow, there's too many types. All right. Oh, we should talk about anime. Shouldn't we? All right, so there are 3 shows, which is more appealing? A gift wrapped in a grocery bag, or one wrapped in decorative foil / paper? Real monokini would be just bottoms. Both top and bottom are part of the same garment. You won! Woo! Woo! Yay! Kampai, Dennis, you did it. Are you playing with cards, or are you playing arena? I thought monokinis were topless. Monokini is simply a one-piece bathing suit. Who knows? Who knows? Bonsai! Winner! Arena, okay. Okay. Bop. So, what I have been watching. I have been watching Bastard. I really like it. I also have some, I know, this is a show about things that you should watch and you should enjoy. And you should 100% watch and enjoy Bastard. It's great. It's fantastic. It's dark. It's got all the fun bits and bobs when it comes to sort of an old school anime. It does some really eye-rolling it does some really eye-rolling things with censorship, and it's kind of funny with how it skirts those issues. Worked for you and worked well. It's fantastic. I love the metal references. It is wonderful. I will show you my complaint has nothing to do with the show overall. It is a general issue with anime. Man, it is. Oh, here we go. So in the same show, we have this where a Hydra gets whacked. So Hydra gets whacked, and we show just sort of blackness here, right? Like, there's just kind of nothing going on. It looks like this is a balloon. This is a party popper. This is and we've got blood that like flies around, and you're like, the same thing happens anytime someone's arm gets cut off or something, explodes. Like, you get this sort of blackness when it's sort of animated and moving. And then as soon as it stops, they're like, oh, yeah, bones. We can put some bones in there. So you'll see some bone, you'll see some meat, and you'll see some like redness of the blood, but we only see that in like the creature's dead or the person stopped moving and we're getting a straight on the side scene. But in the action scenes, they just cover it with black. And I appreciate that they're willing to just cut things off and let dudes just explode and get hurt and like limbs to fly. Like, I appreciate that. I'm very happy that they're going to that point. Can they not take it just that next step? I want that next step. I want you to go on the neck of the Hydra and have like the Hydra's bone shard stick out the neck a little bit. I want to know that you understand that this thing is not just a balloon that's going to pop that's full of black ichor and then all of a sudden there's blood everywhere for some reason. Like the blood piñatas have been driving me nuts for like 2 decades now. I'm trying to think back. When was the last time I saw... It has to be into the 90s when the last time I saw like good, like chunky cut in anime is, right? Hellsing like cut stuff off, but it's still pretty splattery as opposed to anything really too rough and tumble and tore up. There's not too much of that in some of the other like Full Metal Alchemist. You know, sure, they cut stuff up, but usually you'd see a sleeve like that was bleeding. You wouldn't get to see the chunky chunks. And I feel like especially when they do put the chunky chunks in when something stops moving, that you should put the chunks in when it's moving. Like, come on. What is this? You're on Netflix. You don't have to worry about any kind of broadcast anything. You could have them upload 2 versions, get a censored, uncensored version. It's just a strange point of laziness to me. Apparently, if you call out all the band members' names, you'll be able to blow shit up. Only if you live in Metallica land. That's the only way it works. There's blood on his face. Oh God, there's blood everywhere. Oh no. Oh. What are the ratings lines in anime? Oh, so for the Japanese ratings, they're very, very similar to oh wait, that's those are like ranking ratings. This is the new one, right? This is the one that goes for the Motion Picture Code Ethics community. 98 to present. Here we go. And we're safe. Okay. Here is the Japanese rating system. You will notice it is, we'll say, similar to most other things, right? We've got G. Their PG goes PG-12. Sometimes they'll have like a Y10 or something like that, where there's like, oh, parental guidance and everything. And then you get R15 plus. And this is where you start getting into, swearing and like a sex scene, but there's no penis, like that kind of thing. And then R18 is where you get it to the like, you're gonna see somebody pretty rough there. Now in Japan, of course, you're not actually ever gonna see the peen because all of that has to be censored out. But these are their TV rating systems, and so that's where you're gonna get a show like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that has like punching and kicking and stuff. But because it's actually shooting for those lower like PG-12s, you see anytime somebody like bursts into blood, like half the screen gets blacked out. Or as soon as Jotaro puts a cigarette in his mouth, it blacks out the bottom of his face so that you can't see that. Because it's literally just like, is it shown or is it not shown? Basically, is the is the rule. So they can literally just say, no, you don't see this right now. And then it's all good to go. TVMA is going to get into like your Ghost in the Shell and stuff. And like if you were to drop Bastard on TV in Japan, it would probably be at that R15 point. Whereas, if they switched a couple things up, it would end at R18 pretty quickly. It's almost like as soon as you see a nipple, then you're R18 at that point. Should be 2 different versions, but all that all costs money. AI may make this all possible, but just not yet. Before for combat. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. Yes, it costs money, but they have been doing uncensored and censored versions forever. Like what I just explained, think of a sauna scene in anime, and you're going to think of steam that's coming up and blocking out all of the crotches, the butts, and the chests, right? You're not going to see anything because there's going to be steam. But as soon as you buy that Blu-ray, you dirty dog, there's going to be no more steam in the sauna, and suddenly you're going to be treated to a nipple or two, right? Like we all know that's how it goes. Like the censorship is simply draw it with the bone, draw it with the muscle. You've got the blood splatter already, and that's the thing that people really care about. The severity of the cut isn't actually as important for like TV rating systems. It's just that you can see it and you know what it is. Because if you watch anime, like I'm saying, like you'll see something and be like, oh, this is censored. Because as soon as somebody's head gets cut off, like weirdly black half the screen or white half the screen, you can't see what just happened. You're like, what's going on? What's wrong with him? He seems pretty fine. There's just a lot of glare right now. I can't quite tell. Is he all right? And then you're like, oh, half his face is gone. But you can only see half his face gone if you buy the Blu-ray. So it's always been a thing where they make the show uncensored and then they release it on TV in a censored format, and then they will re-release a censored version. Look at Harem in Another World this season. There's 3 versions of this. 3. You're getting censored audio and visual. You're getting censored visual only. You're getting uncensored completely. So like they just make the censored uncensored version, the version that they think should be made, and then they go through and censor the video, and then they go through and censor the audio. Like it's not as much time as it takes to make anime. Censoring a thing doesn't take that long, especially in the digital era. Don't even need to employ AI. You can just employ a guy named I, and you just pay him like $5 out of one of the Taiwanese in between studios. There's a rule in business that when you're making money, you need to save a good chunk of that money. So as your profits are increasing, you should be saving chunks of that money to invest into, future ideas and things, right? So save a chunk of money as you're making money. And then as you start to not make money, as your stock goes down, as suddenly the tides have turned and you're dropping below $100 and oh no, the stock's not looking so good. You spend that dollar. I don't care how much it costs. You do what it takes in order to turn this downward trajectory back into an upward one. Because if it doesn't turn into an upward one, none of this matters. And it just disappears and you're never going to make more in the future. And server space costing money, like, yes, it does to you and me. But like, we're talking a company that already owns just penta whatevers of frickin' space, right? Like, all you need is a VPN, and you can see that Netflix has thousands and thousands and thousands of gig of data all over the place, ready to get streamed. And streaming data, like sending video, because they're probably on AWS, is nickels on the byte. Like it's you're not spending a lot to stream something. And when you're buying that much storage, like, you're paying for the power at that point. You're not really paying for the storage racks anymore. You're saying, hey, this is my area now. We're just going to lease it. We'll pay the power and all that. It's just not. It's not even. And we're talking like how big is a modern show? Like if someone were to like download it, right? Like if we actually assume that they can get that show into 4K, it's what? How big is a 4K video file? How many minutes do we get? 4K, for an hour of 4K, you're talking 20 to 22 gig. So if we have, 30-minute episodes, by 12 of those, so we have 6 hours. Well, we'll just say 6 hours. That's only 120 gig of space. Like, it's not the biggest issue in the world. But I will agree that it does cost something. It's not that it's free. There is a cost associated with it. But my argument is just, if you're going to be putting it straight out there, direct to the consumer, and you are the one who is putting it out, and yeah, it's our service and we can put it out there, and you can specify it as not for kids in your little thing, because call me crazy, I probably wouldn't show someone under 9 Bastard. It's pretty rough. And it's very violent for violence, revengey sake, right? So it's the fact that it's not even really marketed for kids at all. It just confuses me why it's just not straight up an uncensored version. Don't even bother with the censored version. The air conditioning of that server space, yeah, there's a thing. I mean, that costs more than the servers. That's like when you rent a server space, that's why it's cheaper to put a NAS in your own home, right? Because you don't have to pay to AC the area where a cloud server is, right? But you build a NAS and you're good to go. 13-ish would be more appropriate. I'm just basing on my history. We'll have to wait till E-Class gets here. He's got 3 kids. He can tell us how old they'd be before they watch it. Or maybe Brandon will show up and be like, hey, Brandon, how old before you let your daughter see Bastard? To be fair, probably because of the name, honestly. You're just like, I don't want him to say this at school and get me in trouble because I showed him this show. Is the fourth wall breaking? It's the fourth wall breaking and not the fact that her dad looks like a freaking rescue hero. Oh, another one of my Twitter gems that just sits there in obscurity. Where'd it go? Hold on. With or without his permission? Yeah, he doesn't always get a say. But here we go. Man, I tweet a lot. I mean, I don't. I retweet a lot of stuff, but see, his rescue hero ass hands, just these big old fists out of nowhere. Goofy ass looking character design. Oh man. Oh, that's funny to me. All right. We can keep talking about Bastard, but I do want to talk about a couple of the others that I saw this last weekend. Yurei Deco. So Yurei, and I'll Google this just to double check, but it means Japanese. It means Japanese. No, it means ghost or phantom. Yeah, ghost. So a Yurei in Japanese is similar to our our white ghost, where it's just like a phantom figure, basically. And so Yurei Deco, they explain what Deco means in the series. I was assuming it would be Detective Club, because Japan likes to sort of smash words together and just use the beginning of each of them. It's not. It has a very different meaning. It is a insane show, honestly. I'm gonna give away a little bit, but we've only seen one episode, so really, who cares? It looks amazing. It has this sort of crazy, funky, psychedelic, like it feels like when you watch it, you think you're watching Fooly Cooley for the first time. You're like, this is kind of different. This is kind of funky. But the way that the entire world and setting is that you can see the world as it is. Like there's the world, there's buildings, there's streets, all that kind of stuff, mountains, etc. And then overlaid over everything is this sort of hologram, and it's actually like built into you. Like the social media hologram landscape is built into you, and you can change the skin for the world. You can change your skin for what you look like. Like it's definitely getting into those sort of 80s. What is the future going to be like? However, this one knows that the currency is likes. Like, remember to like and subscribe this video, share it with your friends, make sure that we get our community expanding. You know, we have a lot of fun here talking about everything we need, so make sure you smash that like button and definitely share it up. Like Psycho-Pass. If Psycho-Pass had the veneer of Facebook, then yes. It looks dystopian, and that's the crazy part about it, because you're seeing what look like rundown buildings, or buildings that are just sort of like basic blocks. Like the whole area kind of looks like Logan's Run. There's a classic reference for everybody. Just very like sterile, like straight cement apartment complexes. And just it's very, very weird. But you also have that sort of, again, that hologram that shows the world as you want to see it. And so we get a girl who one of her eyes breaks, and so she can start to see the real world, and then she sees this phantom that will take away the likes. And if you don't have likes, I'm saying likes. They use love in the show, but if the likes go away, you don't have any money. You can't do anything. Like, you literally pay for things with your likes. So it's a very, very on the nose. So it'll be interesting to see if it stays on the nose and insightful, or if it gets a little too preachy. Like if it goes like if it's like, we need to turn off the internet and see the stars again. Like if that's kind of the path it goes, it could get kind of boring. But for right now, they've laid a really good groundwork for saying, okay, here we go. This is the setting. This is the area. You all know this setting. You all know this area. You've all seen this. You know that guy whose avatar looks crazy cool, but like in real life, he's losing everything, you know, and he's dealing with all this other crap at home. So like it's very, very on the nose with its setting, and I just hope it says something interesting as opposed to trying to try to get too messagey about it, because we don't need a message. We all know the problem with the setting. I just want to see somebody deal with it, right? Like, I don't need to say, this is a problem with this setting. Like, I know, I'm in it. I see it. I know what the problems are with this, with the social media landscape. I want to see how this world deals with it. Tried watching High Score Girl. The art style turned you off. Yeah, High Score Girl is very good, very fun. It's a very silly show. You get if you like classic fighting games, if you like arcade games, like, it is a blast to watch. But yeah, the characters are kind of goofy when they're moving around. Like it's the CG that's right on the edge of being good because they don't move a whole lot. D4DJ had the same thing. The CG was like right there as far as looking decent. It kind of hits you. Blew your noggin in Logan's Run was the casual teleport. Yeah, that's what blew your mind, and not the not the euthanasia, just the casual teleportation. I have casual teleportation. It just takes an hour when I get in my car. Sounds like another great world build. Hail anime worlds. Yeah, it is a fascinating. Well, and what's crazy, of course, is that it's not really building that different of a world. It's just saying, what is the next step for Meta, right? Like we all know Meta and VR and everything is going to move to this AR platform. And then where's the AR platform? Remember Google goggles? Like you had the actual goggles and they turned into an app. So like I've used the Google Goggle phone app and been like, wow, this is crazy. I can like see that building and that building. And there's well, let's go to this restaurant. And you use it, right? So it's the next step of that. So it's a very like, it's a predictive, but like very within reach prediction, I feel. So I'm excited to see where it goes. High Score Girl was my type of nostalgia trip. Yeah, like I said, Dennis, it is 100% a nostalgia trip. You like Street Fighter Turbo, you like any kind of classic arcade games. Like you're gonna enjoy the premise of that show as long as you can get past the design. The design definitely, and especially whenever you get the 5 heads. Sometimes 5 heads are great, sometimes they suck, and it's just kind of how it goes. The Logan's Run book is worth a read. Interesting. I have not read the book. I've only watched the show or the movie. You read the books. Interesting. So Yurei Deco, I am likely going to finish this one unless it just. What could it do? It could just get like, it would have to get so far up its own asshole that all I can see is shit in order for it to turn me off. I think the setting and sort of this idea that we have at play where there's things that can like from outside take away the currency of the world. Kind of an interesting like setup here. Now it does start with the myth of the golem, or the not a golem, the giant. Hold on. There's a Greek myth about 100-eyed giant. Let me see if I can find this. Argus Panoptes. You don't think you'll watch Yurei Deco? Really don't care about the setting at all. You live in the setting, like what exactly? The 100-eyed giant, yeah. Argus Panoptes, meaning like all-seeing, I guess. Panopti as a many-eyed giant. Where's his wakeful alert? He's got 100 eyes, and so he can only rest one at a time, so he's always seeing everything. And then the people kill him, or he sacrifices himself, and then they use the eyes to make a peacock. It's sort of interesting interesting idea. So it'll be interesting to see how they tie in the myth, because they just opened with the myth. And you're like, oh, I've seen an anime where they start with the fable before. It'll probably be the fable. Like the time that they started with, I like the Little Mermaid. And then it was just the Little Mermaid. And you're like, okay, cool. The characters in High School Girl would also be around your age right now. Interesting. No, you haven't. How was it? Oh, you guys are talking. You guys are talking. You keep talking. Enjoy yourself. Another show that I started that I quite enjoy, Phantom of the Idol. So I've said it a few times. I am a fan of a show that focuses in on someone doing their job, doing work, doing whatever their passion is. I like, and I specifically like it when it's work, when it's somebody doing something for customers, for people, for, you know, they're actually working. So you get like your Shirobakos and your it filled out the world outside the domes, revealed a lot more about Sanctuary. It wasn't a bad read. Interesting. Anyway, there's a category I like a little bit more even, and that's the guy that has a job but also hates that job. Because there is a magic in hating your job. You start a new job. There's new stuff to learn. Your brains like to learn stuff. Usually you're like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to figure out how to do this. And then you get to know your job, and then it drains on you, and then it wanes on you, and then your brain isn't working as hard. And suddenly you get to this point where you're like, you know what? I'm not a fan of what I'm doing anymore. And at that point, your brain then has to kick into an overdrive of like, am I going to figure out some other way to keep doing this job that engages me in such a way that I'm going to actually enjoy it? Or am I going to go do something else, do something different, do something that engages me on a different level? And so seeing somebody in that position of, I'm not passionate about what I'm doing anymore, I get excited about which way are we going to go? Are we going to step up into like, let's figure out a way to make the current job more exciting? Or are we going to look at, oh, maybe there's other jobs that we can do? Now, Phantom of the Idol, we get into a guy who's an idol, who ran into someone who said, hey, you're a good-looking guy. Would you like to be an idol? You don't have to do hardly anything. Just be pretty. And he signs up because he's like, hey, easy money. I'll be pretty and I'll get money. But then he's an idol in Japan, which means he has to do dances and sing and greet guests and all of this kind of stuff. And so he is not about any of that. He's super lazy, doesn't want to engage, doesn't want to do any of this stuff. And so he has like 3 fans that are diehard fans because they love his attitude. However, he's on the verge of getting kicked off. He also hates it because he's like, well, you know what? Maybe it'll be best if I get kicked off. Runs into Phantom Idol, who is a girl who died a year ago. And she loves being an idol so much that it has tied her soul to the planet, so she can't ascend to heaven. So Buddhist tradition has this idea, and it's Shinto as well, I believe, because they share a lot of beliefs, where if you have enough connection, enough draw to the physical realm, desire for something, it will cause you to remain after you die. If your desire is like personal and greedy and evil, you'll turn into a demon. And if your desire is more heartfelt, then you'll just be a wandering ghost. And so we have him run into a phantom idol, and through a mix-up, she takes over his body. And then he doesn't have to try in order to be pleasant for the fans. And so we get a very interesting idea of him being able to give this person a chance and also get his like meal ticket punched because the thing he hated about work is now being handled by someone else. I could have seen this in 1998 as a 2-episode OVA, or like a 2 45-minute, 2 1 hour, something like that. We'll see if it can hold its own for an entire series, but I like the idea. It's very fun, and as long as we keep challenging our main character, I think that's the important part. I think the that initial facade of like, I just want easy money is let's get deeper. Let's see more of what he wants. So I'm excited to see how that goes. Black Heaven is an example of anime of a man who has a job, but he hates his job. Let's see, anime list. I'm doing a search for Black Heaven. Legend of Black Heaven. The Legend of Black Heaven. From 1999. Mundane job as a salaryman. He was in a metal band. Wait, I know this one. Yeah, okay. This this show is also here, I'll share it. The Legend of Black Heaven is also in one of the greatest music videos of all time called Code Monkey. It's let's see if I can show you this guy. So it features this guy like upset at work. And it's a ton of fun. I love that music video. Code Monkey, get up, get coffee. Code Monkey, go to job. Code Monkey, have boring meeting with stupid manager Rob. Yeah, it's a fun show that I watched because of an AMV. So definitely a show worth the chat. You really enjoyed Black Heaven, so rewatch it now and again. I rewatched that music video. I watch Code Monkey music video from time to time. That's your favorite part of anime, the close attachment to Japanese theology and mysticism. Yes, it is so fascinating. Like it's always so interesting to try to explain. And like looking at my life in hindsight, I can see so much of why I got into Japan and Japanese culture. Obviously, I had my dad who was already into Japanese movies and animation and stuff, mostly because it was sort of that hot new underground thing. And my dad was quite a nerd growing up. So anything that was that kind of hot new underground, people weren't that broadly interested in it, he would get into it. So he played a huge role in that. Bigger than that would be the food. We live in the Northwest, so like we have some fantastic Japanese and Chinese food. I love me some of those classic kung fu movies. There's so many little things that like lead into it, but when I really had like that turn of like, I'm gonna spend a lot more time trying to figure this out, is I had a history book. There was like the history book that we used through our entire high school, and just like as you each grade like moved through it, sort of a thing. The chapter on Japanese history was 2 paragraphs in a 600-page textbook. And I was like, wait a minute. Not only does anime come from this country, but we have Toshiba. We have, oh my goodness, all I can think of right now is Korean companies. We have Mitsubishi, we have Subaru, we have all these really cool cars that come out of this country. Like we have so many interesting like Philips, I think Philips is now a Japanese company. Like we had all these really interesting tech things coming out of Japan. And our history book gives it 2 paragraphs. There has to be something else here. And I also was the kid that I wouldn't read the book that we got in class, like The Great Gatsby or anything, but I would go read like War and Peace on my own because it had all of the points that I needed for like reading that semester. So I would only have to read one book and call it good. So I would go out of my way to find stuff that interested me, and so I dove into Japanese history. And since going, I got an accurate count. I have only been 6 times. We went over. I went over the number of trips with my wife the other day because we were trying to figure out what the next one's going to be. But yeah, so six trips to Japan, as well as like just everything that we do as far as research goes with the internet. And you now have that access, so I'm not having to look up books and stuff. But yeah, the way that Buddhism and Shintoism so completely differs from Judeo-Christian like myth, and even if you want to pull up like North and some of the other stuff, like there's some pretty crazy stuff in ancient Jewish tradition, like the Apocrypha and stuff. Like you can get weird into like demons and stuff with like who controls what and what do they do there and how do they do that. But there isn't really a place you can go that's like, yeah, there's 7 gods that control rice. And if you die and you have too much attachment to this plane, you're still here somewhere. You may be a rock demon. You may be a demon of rock. But it's just so different, so weird, so interesting. You're definitely gonna give Phantom Idol a chance. Yeah, I have high hopes. I think Phantom Idol is got the groundworks for being great. We will see. It could veer off in a way that I don't like, where it just gets a little more boring and it's just like an idol show. But I think the concept is about getting a guy more passionate about life. So and I like that. I like that story. I love that story. Seen that. I wish Western storyteller would do more of that without being so preachy. We'll talk in a minute. There are some shows. My dad and I always call them navel gazers. I don't know if that's like a real term that people use or anybody knows it, but it's where you are so stuck staring at your own belly button that you only just sit there smelling your own farts. Like, everybody has a different term for this, where like you're getting 2 up your own ass in order to see what would be an actually good show. And anime is not it's not immune to a navel gazing show that's all about, oh, we gotta save the world because it's important for humanity. For as many cool, like, I'm a badass who wants to keep my own life going, but in order to keep my own life going, I have to save the world. We also get enough of the, like, oh, we gotta be like Dot Hack is pretty navel gazy for as interesting as a concept as it is. There's a reason why Sword Art Online became like the anime for people and not Dot Hack or whatever the other one was. What was the other MMO anime? I don't remember. Log Horizon. Yeah, there's a reason it was Sword Art Online, because at some point people just wanted people to swing some swords and see what happened when they swung it, right? The the big like philosophy of, well, are they actually signed in? Are they logged in for all these hours? I mean, how could a human really be logged in? Oh my goodness. Oh no, the fire detector. Smoke alarm, that's what it's called. That's sad. Japanese history is all over its anime. Yeah, 100%. And that's one of the things that I love most about anime. We've talked about how I love Daemon because we learn about Japanese sweets, but I like any Japanese anime that teaches me more about the original history than I knew before. Like something as goofy and out there as Sengoku Basara is also freaking hilarious and out there. Okay, they got it. But also teaches you a lot about all of the different generals in Japan from the Sengoku period. Sure, Masamune Adachi didn't wield 6 swords, but he did have one eye. That is a thing that happened. He lost his eye as a baby because times were rough. But, you learn something from it. I always enjoy that. Anime isn't so squeamish about it. Storytelling is preachy in a manner. Simply depends on how receptive you are to the message. Interesting. You qualified it. You qualified it, so you're okay. You qualified it, so, like, it's preachy in a manner. Like, all shows have something to say. Some of them just don't always have great things to say. Like, a show that is purely just a gore fest may have something to say about how we as humans interact with violence, but not exactly the deepest message. And meanwhile, you'll have a show that's like, Captain Planet, where it's literally about how we need to recycle and save the planet. That's a pretty heavy-handed message going in there. And I think the trick with making a story preachy versus not preachy, making it not navel-gazy, is having that message be more subtle. I think the subtlety of the message is one of the most important things overall. You've not been to Japan yet? Oh my gosh, it is a blast. Let me know where you're going. I'll give you a hand with anything I can as far as planning the trip goes. You'll never afford that trip right now. The first time I went, it was about $1,000 for the flight there and back, and then we paid for our hotels. It was anywhere from $50 to $80 every night. So we did a 2-week trip, and it usually tabbed out to, it was like 20. Well, I guess per person per week was like $1,200 or $1,500. So it was very expensive the first time we went. I saved up forever to go. But the next time I went, I used one of those package deals because I found out the package deal, like the flight plus hotel, you can uncheck the button that says I need a hotel for my whole stay. And then your flight plus hotel can be just your first 5 days in Tokyo. And then you can pay for the other hotels separately. And you'll basically get a hotel for about 20% off. You'll get a really killer flight deal. One of the last time we went, I want to say it was $900 for the flight there and back. Plus, it came with 4 nights in a hotel. So then we only had to pay for 10 nights in a hotel. So then you're paying 10 times, $50 to $100. So, you're going to add it. Let's say we had another 1,000. Now you're at 1,900 for the 2-week trip. So getting there and staying there, it's not cheap. It's not easy. That's why, we basically save up everything we can so that we can go on those trips, because it's important to us, and we're in a place in our lives where we're able to save that money as opposed to having to spend it on something else. But if you think about it, that $2,000 for a person to go on a trip, you go out to a bar and that's $50. You don't do that for 40, 50 times or whatever. And that's the money that would have gone to that one place. So compared to at least the friend group that I have, it that's where I compared it and was like, okay, here's where I'm saving that money and here's how I'm making it work. Just not going out all the time. But yeah, it's not cheap. I can promise you it's not cheap. And right now, it's way more expensive than it needs to be. I think it was like last time I was looking at, because luckily I already paid for these tickets. But when I was looking at what the tickets would cost like today, and it was like almost back to the prices I was paying originally, like $1,400 or something for there and back, just the tickets. I was like, dang, these prices are getting crazy again. So we'll see. Navel gazing. Kurosawa was not above being preachy. That is correct. Seymour, the house is on fire. Yeah, apparently. It sounds like they got it under control. Navel gazing is a yoga term, looking inward through your initial connection in the womb. That I did not know. I always assumed it was just staring at your belly button, thinking it would have some deeper meaning. Dot hack pretty dry. Exactly. Dot hack pretty dry. Masamune did not removed his own eye. He got an infection, so like it had to be removed. Let me pull up the quick history here. Seven Samurai did a great job of mechifying the original Seven Samurai. Oh, that's so fun. You have a theater arts degree, so you know how to pick apart a plot. Good. You want your wife and you to go to Japan next year. Probably one of the better times to go, because like I said, the tickets right now, whew, that price of fuel is expensive when you're on a jet, or not enough people are buying tickets. That's the other thing. Traditionally, when everybody's buying tickets and everything's like a normal area world and everything, you want to buy your tickets like a baby, like 9 months out. You should buy your plane tickets to Japan, at least from North America, specifically America, because at that point, 9 months out, you've gotten the people that plan their next year trip. The people that plan their next year trip buy the plane tickets, and then you want to track it starting at that like 10 month, and then right about at that 9 month, maybe the 8 month. You'll notice that the price of the plane tickets will suddenly drop, because what happens is as they sell tickets in the plane, the price of the tickets gets lower and lower and lower and lower so they can fill the plane, because they want a full plane when they make that trip, because if it's not a full plane, what's the point of making the trip? So they'll lower the price. It's filling. There's only a couple left. Boom. Expensive tickets. And then day before, boom. The ticket price disappears again. So it's one of those things. You just gotta be tracking. You gotta kind of know when you want to go before you go. I love the fall. You got a nice temperate climate. There's not too much rain if you go in the later like November time. And I love the beauty of the momiji, the maple leaves, the ginkgo leaves, the yellow, the reds, the falling, contrast with the green and the gray of the rocks and the mountains and the trees. It's just wonderful in the fall. Spring, way too damn busy. Like spring is a time to go if you have to see cherry blossoms. But if you want to see cherry blossoms, you can come over to Seattle and see some cherry blossoms. So I don't find them a big draw, a big attractant, versus the food is better in the fall. They have so many better fun fall themed dishes and stuff that come out. The best Kirin has a fall edition that comes out, and it's fantastic. Like I always go in the fall. It is our favorite time, unless someone specifically is like, we need to go. I want to go snowboarding in Japan. Then we'll go in winter. Or if someone was like, oh, I need to see spring, whatever, then I would go. But yeah, I always love the fall. You want to go on a guided tour because you don't want to spend the whole time in Tokyo. You want to see Japan, not Tokyo. You saw a Netflix series about Japanese history leading up to the Tokugawa shogunate. Interesting. You were thinking about going for Hanami. I would say that my favorite city in Japan is Osaka. But if you want to go to not be in Tokyo, my guess is you want to go to a little bit more of a rural area, someplace a little more countryside. Like, what's cool with Osaka is like it's a big city, like a big fishing port, but you can also go like a real quick train ride and you're in Nara, which has a huge there's a huge shrine in Nara, has the deer park. Yoshino and that whole area has some really cool as far as the heck are they called? Onsens and ryokans. So like bathhouses and stuff that you can stay in. You can even get like private bathhouse in your room. It's very, very fun, very accommodating. But I do love Tokyo. Like it's so hard to explain to people. Like Tokyo is twice the population of my state, Washington State, in half the size of my county, which is King County. So like you cram so many people there, so packed in that there is just so much stuff to see and do. And I freaking love it. But I understand someone who lands and is like, I need to get out of here. Go to Kyoto, enjoy it for a little bit because it's beautiful and has a lot of history, but then head down to Osaka. And I just think Osaka is so much more friendly, so much more fun. Kind of a wintry kind of guy. Woo, my boy. I loved the winter. Winter was a ton of fun. We went north in the winter, and it was snow 10 feet tall. It's crazy. Go up to Sendai, have some fun in the winter. Very, very good place. Beautiful in anime when they capture the scenery of the ginkgo leaves. Aren't they? Like, it's such a... You could see that tree 1,000 times, but then you see the way that leaf falls and then it's on the ground and it's that weird like split cloven leaf. Like it's just such a cool leaf. Beautiful. Good to see you, Paro-chan. How are you doing tonight? You want to see the whole archipelago? You'll stop in Tokyo. You have to. Tokyo would freak you out. You're not pro crowd. 100%. 100%. I get that. I'm just saying you have to see it because you have to, like, I flew into Osaka. It was a 15-hour flight. You fly into Tokyo, it's a 9-hour flight. It's a lot closer rather than having to go through Korea. And here we go. Date Masamune, as a child, smallpox robbed him of sight in his right eye, though it is unclear how he lost the organ entirely. Some sources say he plucked out the eye himself when a senior member of the clan pointed out that an enemy could grab it in a fight. Others say that he had his trusted retainer, Kojiro, gouge out the eye for him, making him the one-eyed dragon. So... couldn't see because of smallpox, but then was either a badass and was like popped his eyeball out all I think he just smacks him on the back of the head, just poop. Or he had the dragon's right eye pull it out. What a Chad. Yeah, a straight up Chad with 6 swords, because that's real to me now. Welcome, E-Class. Oh, E-Class, have you watched Bastard yet? We have a question for you if you have. Especially Akihabara, your inner would never forgive you if you didn't stop in Akihabara. Akihabara, I could spend a week there. It is so much fun. So he pulled a Hannibal. Yeah, exactly. Like Gilbert from Pandora's Heart. You haven't. Okay, E-Class, when you watch Bastard, my question for you is, how old will your children have to be in order to watch it? I currently think 9, 10 would be okay for watching Bastard, with the one problem being that they would learn the word bastard, and you'd have to deal with that. Should you watch it or finish the shows from last season? You can do both. I just finished Kunoichi Tsubaki today. It was okay. Sure enough, we did not get the interaction with a man that I was hoping, but we got some fun other story that came along with it. We learned a lot more about Sensei. We learned about our fun little Tanuki guy, and we saw everybody fight what they thought was a man. It was a very, very fun show. 14. Your kids have to be 14 to watch Bastard. Okay. You're still finishing all the shows from last season. Don't worry, you're in the same club. Since you missed it, I can say Phantom of the Idol is going to be a blast that may get boring. We'll find out. And Yurei Deco has a fantastic art style and a little bit too real of a world when it comes to what like Facebook and everybody is trying to do with AR. You also learned the word bastard from anime. Yeah, probably. I probably learned the word Kisama before I learned the word bastard, to be honest. I wonder if there is a trope of the eye being lost. Ooh, losing your eye probably goes back, like as far as Odin is concerned, might go back to the Fates all sharing an eyeball and having like eyes, and the loss of eyes giving you insight, as far as that's concerned. Very, very Greek feeling. Yeah, I don't honestly know. Don't honestly know if it has anything deeper than just that thought. You said it in school and everyone stared at you. You bastard! Or was it like, yeah, so I don't really know who my dad is. Wow, you're a bastard! Oh, man. Oh, it is getting warm in this room. Getting toasty! Masamune and Jubei. I have to say, welcome, Gemini. I don't know how I say your name, but I'm going to say it like I just did because I think it's fun. Welcome to the Escape Corner. Good to see a new name in chat. You learned all your colorful metaphors from your parents. If you count the fact my dad was sitting next to me on the couch while we were watching anime and kung fu movies, and they did not skimp on the subs back then I also kind of learned about colorful metaphors from my parents. How dare you come late to school on your birthday, you... Maybe that firearm wasn't a false alarm. I'm definitely smelling it. It smells good. Hopefully it's not what they used to tell if the food was done yet. Whichever way is the most fun for me to say. Oh, friend, you just opened it up. You just opened it up. It's gonna be different every time you say it now. So the funnier part to what Parochin did as a child is that the literal definition of Kisama, which every time they use it in Japanese, usually will sub-translate to like you bastard. Kisama, or Time, like all of those, they literally just mean you. It just means you. It's a very mean way of saying you. So she was like, how dare you come late to school, you? Like in a very mean way is what if she was saying the Japanese word, that's what it would have been. but she used the translation, so it was bastard. That is a multi-level joke coming out of the mouths of babes. Only children. Kids say the dangest thing. That's how most subs did it. Yeah, exactly. Like technically it's you, but I think bastard really brings along the better of the translation with what I feel. That's always one of those interesting things though, because it's like at the end of the day, it's all a translation. Dubs and subs. Not a like there's a difference because like the subs aren't trying to match up with lip flaps, but the subs are trying to be read within a time period, right? So they try to shrink them. And like the annoying part is Japanese will start with the verb and then say the noun as a joke usually. So they'll start with the like going up the hill and fetching a pail of water. Jack did. But in the English translation, they'll just say Jack went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So if you learn went up a hill to fetch a pail of water in Japanese, like you hear Mizu and stuff, and you're like, oh, something about a pail of water. And then in the sub, you're reading Jack, and you're like, oh, Jack must have done it. You can spoil yourself on subs if you know just a few words in Japanese. It's very, very silly. So, I do appreciate dub. I was talking to someone yesterday who was like, I can't watch dub. I never watch dub. I won't watch. And it's like, why? It's all just translation. I just don't like the way they're acting. I'm like, all of them? Like I'll agree. There was a long time where no one really cared, but oh my goodness. I think you need to relax a little bit. Translated Goku as rice. Yeah, Gohan, literally meaning breakfast and rice at the same time. You have to get up in about 6 hours. Konbanwa, kampai, banzai. Have a good one, Dennis. Congratulations on your victory earlier. Very proud of you for your magic skills. Super tough to translate Keigo in different types of Japanese into a language like English, where everyone speaks the same way to everyone. Saying goodnight. Something funny that you did was put on Onichan Baka hentai song. My daughter started dancing to it. One of them told me it's their new favorite song. Lol. Oh my goodness. Luckily they don't know the meaning. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Reminds me of the old may poop on my knee, may poop on the knee. When they would take just Bollywood songs but then write what it sounds like, because we have no idea. The remix of Nini Kan Ken. You were just listening to that recently. Oh, you remember how subbers struggled to translate Sama? Yeah, do you remember getting a paragraph of like, here's what a thing means next to whatever was happening on screen? They're like, blah, 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 Sama, and it would be like, this is an honorific, meaning that the person that they're talking to is of greater importance than the person who said it. Kids are great. They're freaking hilarious. Or they're not your kid, and they're not your kid having a bad day, and you're like, get away from me. Get away from me. I like... the other side of this room is not far enough. Get away from me. Other person's child having a bad day. Oh my goodness. Oh, I scrolled way too far. Dang it. Oh yeah. How the word love comes last, and so like the sub will be like, the love you. Like it's they just wait to the end to finally pitch it. That's if they care enough. Yeah, so I guess Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki is the only one this season that I've finished this last week. The rest of them have all just been starting this next season. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait. I love that Couple of Cuckoos has 24 episodes. That makes, like, when I saw that, I was like, We got more? Because I felt like we were wrapping up the season, and I was like, no, they haven't really done enough with this series. Like, I need some more. I need to get in on this. They had you look up other versions. Not sure which ones you love the most. All right, chat. Everyone, the anti-bot task force. I have a conundrum. I have a conundrum and I need help. And I hope that you can be my, I know this is my show, so in theory you come here to see what I think about stuff, but right now I need to know what you think about stuff. Kaku has a lot in store for me. Oh, love it! Give me more, Kaku. What is the translation of the name call out? When a character just says the character's name, we're happy to help. Good. Most common version you saw would be regarding you. I feel, oh yeah. I feel, I love you. Exactly. I love all that. Translation of the name call out. Steven, can you clarify that one? When a character just says the other character's name, I think what you're talking about is when they drop the honorific. So in Japanese, there's all the honorifics. You've got kun and chan, which is like good friends or people that are younger than you. So you'd say like, if you were older than me and we were in like a really informal situation, like you were teaching me or something, you could be like, oh, Blaine kun or something like that. If you wanted to like tease me a little bit, like make me feel younger than you. Chan typically going to be for female, kun usually for boys, but you can play with them and mess them up as much as you want. It's sort of a fun thing to do in Japanese. Then there's the san, which is like the most common. Like if you just say Blaine san, you're going to be right. If I say Paru san, like I could be right. E-class san, Steven san, like you're probably going to be right. That's sort of just the generic like I'm respecting you, Mr. Steven, like that's sort of the equivalent that they usually write, but it doesn't mean anything that like Mr. Steven's pretty formal. It would literally just me saying Steven instead of Steve. Like that's sort of the equivalent, right? All of these honorifics will typically be attached to the last name or the family name. I'll say family name because it's Japanese says the names backwards. And then you have sama, which is like a person above you who's in like a place of rule. And then there's a few others, but they aren't super common. And so you have a entire culture that is about giving people respect through how you refer to them. And it's usually done with the last name and with one of these honorifics. The kun and the chan will usually come once they start using the first name. So use the first name with one of these. So you could then use, Blaine kun, that would be sort of the equivalent there. But as soon as you drop the honorific, it has a name, like in Japanese. I forget what it is, but it literally means like leaving off the honor. And it's when you know somebody so personally, so intimately that you don't have to give them an honorific and you can use their first name or their given name. And that's sort of why like someone would be like, oh, you called me Steven. Like that would be mind blowing in a Japanese high school. It'd be for two people who haven't to then suddenly say somebody's first name or something like that. And you see it a lot in like cutesy romance shows. They're like, oh, just call me Blaine. They're like, oh, I can't. I have to call her by her last, whatever. Yes, Yobiste. Looks correct. Yubiste. You remember Misa-chan would have been translated as Missy or me. It kind of means the same thing. Shiho baby. Yeah, those are good. The only honorific you don't fully understand is dono. Okay, dono is like very specific. Like dono is the your your boss, but you're also very like connected. So like you're a butler. You would use dono for your master in that situation, or the guy that pays you to come clean the house if you're a maid or whatever. You started first watching anime, the name thing confused you, like every English dub did differently. Yeah, they did. Warring States lords. Yes, you would use it for your lord, like Masamune Dono, if you were one of his retainers. It definitely, it morphed into the like just master of the house kind of a thing, but it's definitely always that like it's the highest that you would go for like the leader of a group sort of a thing. Let's see what Google says. Japanese roughly means lord or master. It's the equivalent to noble status. Do they have any Tan? Some of these you never see. Dono or Tono, yeah, lord or master, my lord, Monsieur. Don, like Don Corleone would be Corleone Dono. Tea ceremonies, also used to indicate that the person referred to has the same rank as the referrer, yet commands respect. So if you and I are both managers, but I want to show you respect because, you've been a manager for longer, maybe, I would call you a dono. Less familiarity. Kun would be the more familiar for sure, whereas dono would be more the more honor than, well, sama is hard because like sama is like priest sama. Like sama is something you use for someone you don't even know. So like maybe there is more familiarity because you know the person, but what you know about the person is that they're worthy of your respect. Like that's what you know more there. The funniest translator's note I've ever seen. Ooh. Probably something about trash, like someone saying kuzu and they leaving it at kuzu and then translating it as or leaving a note that says while this often refers to someone being trash or garbage, the actual language has to do with the smell of trash or garbage. I think that's probably the funniest one that I can think of. But man, it's been a while since I've thought about translators' notes that weren't a parody. What is going on? Call me John. Tan. Yeah, let's see. Let me get specific for you. Even more cute and affectionate version of Chan. So no, it would be not that way. Tan or Tan or Tan, whatever you want to say, is literally getting to the point of you're like two girls in a class who are great friends and have made up nicknames for each other. That would be where you get your Tan. Oh, it's going great. You're here just in time to help me with some thoughts that I'm having issues with. When you were reading the Kaden manga, the translator would keep writing Bakariyoro is a stronger form of baka. You should know this already. Funny. I love the table flip game because they scream Bakariyoro every time. The 10 came in late to me. Oh, it's okay. Tan is a corruption of Chan. Used between female friends or for cute idols and fictional characters like Habanero Tan, the mascot of Boken Habanero flavored snacks. All right, let's get before this gets too late, because hopefully that smell that I smelled was the burgers that I intend to consume later tonight. And yes, I know. For those of you who follow me on locals, you're like, burgers? Come on, Blaine. You're putting the pounds back on. You gotta get that in check. Otherwise, you're never gonna reach your cut goals. And yes, I know. I'm I'm aware. That's why my burger is going to be wrapped in more lettuce than a salad bar at Arby's. Or actually, that doesn't, they don't have salad bars at Arby's. Sizzler salad bar. So that I have fewer calories in the whole thing overall, and it's primarily a meat vehicle to get it in my mouth so I can have that protein and fat to help break down the nutrients that my body needs. I know I'm only having one burger, even though we're making burgers here. Normally I would smash 2 cheeseburgers. I get it. I know. Join me on Locals, link in the description if you want to tease me and say, haha, you're getting fat again. Do it, please. I need the ridicule. Chan Stardust baby talk with the word son. Oh, that's adorable. I know, I just meant Tanas and we ate clothes. Sometimes kids are called Chama. UFO baby Kami-chama Karen. You learned Chama from Higurashi. All right, Blaine, tell us what the question is. We're listening. No, we're talking honorifics again. I was talking about getting fat again, and I gotta get back to my cut. I know, I'll do it. Trust me. Join Locals and make fun of me. I love Trigun. I love that you have a character who is so understanding of the absolute worst of the world that they act like a goof so that everyone can feel better. And I love the contrast of that character's goofy attitude to help everyone around them feel great while the world is garbage. And it's great. I loved that about the original series. I think I hate Trigun Stampede. And I'm not sure if I'm being unfair because it's CG or if it really is as goofy and annoying as it is. We have the original writer helping with the producer and the director and everything. So like we have the original writer working on this, right? The creator of Trigun is helping them write this story. So it's not a Trigun story because they're writing it. But there's something about that trailer that just makes me feel, I don't like this. It looks too serious. He looks like he's trying to be cool guy. I worry that this show will begin navel gazing. The phrase of the day, navel gazing. Trigun is your Buddha. The new show looks awful. Okay. I want to get into why. Because I like CG anime. There's a lot of CG in anime I enjoy. I love when mechs are CG'd because it makes them look otherworldly. I like when monsters are CG'd because it makes them look otherworldly. I like some of the new stuff, like Orange made Hoseki no Kuni, The Land of the Lustrous, right? Like it looks gorgeous, looks beautiful. But I think it's not the CG. I think it's just how pretty it looks that's driving me nuts. But then I read it and I'm like, they really, like, everybody cares. Everybody looks good. Like, I really want to say that it's going to a good place. So, like, I got Steven here. New show looks awful. Has anybody else seen the trailer? We'll read their panel from AX. Ooh, AX has its own issues this season. Holy crap. Overselling all their tickets and then taking food away from vendors because you're not allowed to have food inside that's from outside. Ooh, not a good look, AX. You want to stay one of the top anime conventions, you better wise up and realize who pays for your bills and make sure they have a good time while they're there. The townspeople will call Rika Chama. It's adorable. You're sad to hear it's going to be all CG. You love Trigun though. You loved the moment I realized he's faking his goofiness. Forgot about that. Have yet to watch Go either. I'm okay with the CGI. Like Orange can do it, but I think they they gave it a sheen that makes it look very kind of like pleasant, rubbery, as opposed to like a darker, like they should have given it the B-Stars treatment. Personally, that would have helped. But again, I'm worried that Vash is not going to be goofy. And let's get into this so we can kind of see where I'm coming from, at least here. And maybe you guys can say, no, it's going to be great because it's literally the guy that made Vash is working with them. After nearly 12 years since Trigun Badlands Rumble, and double that for the 1998 TV anime series, Studio Orange surprised the world with an announcement for Trigun Stampede 2 weeks before Anime Expo, featuring Yasuhiro Naito. When you said orange, I thought you were talking about the anime. Oh, you mean citrus? Koji Tajima, Kyo Takawaki, and Katsuhiro Takei. Or Takei, right? His rendering on the wanted posters gives you hope. Okay, thank you, One Man Show. Thank you. I told someone else it's CG, which means they can change the character models and then just re-render it. Or they can pass a filter over it and re-render it. It's not like this is the end animation. Tell me that again. CG can't do scruff. Not citrus. Orange is an underrated shoujo. What? Orange anime. Have I seen this show? Orange Future. Oh, it was fabulous and heartwarming. So beautiful to the end. I don't know why I gave that. That's my review voice. This looks familiar. Second year high school receives letters from. Oh, yes. Okay. I remember that one. Very fun. You can forgive his face, but his handgun looks awesome. Yes, his gun does look awesome. Thank you, One Man Show. Thank you. Again, they can change the model. They can make the model a little gruffer, a little rougher, a little dirtier, and just re-render it. This is just a preview trailer. This isn't the final show. Orange is the full name. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The panelists had a lot of surprises they were eager to share as they walked on stage. Producer Takai mentioned the panel was being streamed live so the fans of Japan and around the world could join them at Anime Expo, hitting nearly 43,000 viewers on the Twitter Live and almost 1,500 guests in person. Excited Trigun fans were eager to get a first look at Stampede. Starting off with a pre-prepared Q&A, author Naito was asked what Trigun meant to him. Here's where I was said, in my brain, I was like, this story could get real, but could also lose the joy, the goof, the humor. He revealed that after he finished writing the manga, he saw bloodstains on the ground. Despite his efforts, he admitted he didn't know where the story was going and ended up struggling and bleeding on the ground. However, he kept on drawing because the only thing he could keep doing was the most I could do at the time. Given the heavy atmosphere, he cheekily apologized for the funeral-like backstory. So the story, whether seeing bloodstains on the ground was a euphemism, I can't say. I haven't seen the actual, like what he said in Japanese, for something more serious or what he meant with this. Maybe it was stress, nosebleeds or something. I don't know specifically. Or again, if it was something more serious. That this tells me that we could get a very, very interesting, very dark story from this person's brain. I liked the goofiness of the original. So do I have the original already? And maybe you should give me a darker story so I can have like a different look at it. Optimistic about Vash, but not optimistic about my look in a bikini. What? Today's National Bikini Day. You must respect all bikini wearers. From the witty banter between the guests, the Studio Orange team and Night House spoke like old friends on this project. He just sends a bunch of something .xyz, Tinder, love, great, cheap. Funny. When Takei openly admitted his love for Trigun was why the Stampede was being made. Now, Naitao snapped with, he never said that to me. Takei, so they're bantering, they're fun. Director Muto, who couldn't make it, had prepared the rough drawing of the teaser. Hey, again, here's another thing. Rough drawing. Rough. So I am trying not to put too much into the current trailer because I'm not a huge fan. Destiny's bikini was so cute on her. I swear anime swimsuit designs are the cutest. Aren't they? They're freaking the best. And all the little bat wings and the skull like tied into it, like in the little like the sheer little bits too. Like, so much fun. So much fun. My Twitter right now is just all retweets of National Bikini Day in anime form because it's so fun. You're like, where can I buy that? Where can I buy that? Oh, I have to make that? Damn, but I'm gonna do it. Like, I need to be able to buy all of these. Why can we not buy them? Naitao wanted to emphasize that the key word in the image is coming, not coming back. Again, I get it. It's a new show. It's a new show. But then why is it Trigun? Do I remember Honda from Tekkaman? Oh, it's Steven's question. Cosplay idea? Heck yeah. Why do you think I'm trying to cut right now so I can then bulk back up? I'm gonna be Fudo. My wife's gonna be Decimi, and we're gonna kill it at the next con. Be freaking jacked Power Ranger, man. That's gonna be me. We aren't discussing Trigun at all. Sorry. No, you've done enough. You've done enough. Trust me. You're all on board. I'm worried that it's gonna be a different show, and that it being different might be different. Or fan art idea. I love fan art. Fan art is so much fun. They didn't explicitly say their intention behind those words, but the team wanted to highlight how Stampede is not simply a continuation. To those wondering why the title isn't simply Trigun, the title Trigun Stampede references Vash, not that guy, Vash's last name, as they want to dig into him as a character. He's foolish but cool, and this is the request I gave to Muto. So here I have hope for the goofy chumminess. So I've got hope back. Blah, blah, blah. They talk about why they're going to do it in CG. Another surprise, the panelists pulled up the concept art drawn by Hajima. We didn't get to see that, but he drew a bunch of images. Then they did the sneak peek. Ooh, boy, they did the sneak peek. And again, it's this shiny outline thing that works really well for jewels and gems, but I just worry. Hold on to hope. Thank you, please. I need. Okay, buddy. There's fan art of Marin and Gojo as Decimi and Fudo. Oh my goodness, can you find that and share that at me? Discord, locals, Twitter. You know where to find me. Is that supposed to be you? Oh my goodness. They beat you to it. You'll think you'll check out the original Trigun first. If you have not seen the original Trigun, watch it. Watch it before you watch this trailer, please. The original is amazing. Amazing. And they talk about some of the choices they've made with the story as well. And I'm not going to get too far into that because I am also a little concerned about the changes they said they want to make with the story. But it still could be great. You're going to give Trigun Stampede the same chance you give any other series you have interested in. I just have a bit more hope for it. Again, I want it to be good. I really, really like the original Trigun was so much fun, such a good show, such a good look at smiling in the face of absolutely the worst. We want this to be good. We want this to succeed. We really do. If I have to drop Trigun, I'm gonna be a very sad boy. A very sad boy. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. They say the Shaman King reboot was good. I honestly didn't watch it. I was like, oh look, Shaman King, and it just got lost at the time. Just moved somewhere completely different. Never really got into that. Hopefully Urusei Yatsura and Stampede are too. Okay. Urusei Yatsura, though, I think the way, like, have you seen the trailer where it's like, because we've gotten so many really good promotional images of Urusei and Lum specifically, and like the hair with like all the different color sections of the hair, you're like, wow, that's really cool looking. And then you see the trailer and you're like, it moves, it's animated. It's not just a bunch of stills that look that good. It really is animated that beautifully. Holy crap. Like, honestly, they could take a dump on the story of Urusei Yatsura, and I would probably still love it because of how freaking amazing it looks. The animate, like the moving, the actual animation, not just the character models, because anyone can draw, well, any studio can make a pretty picture, but making that pretty picture move and look interesting, they've already sold me on it. And again, they could take an absolute dump on the story and the material and anything else. The fact that it looks the way it does, I'm still going to enjoy it. Tokyo Mew Mew. We started off talking about Tokyo Mew Mew and how is it Serrano's? Hold on, let me go back to the beginning here. One man show. Tokyo Mew Mew is a little too cute for one man show, and I said, well, you know what? Maybe it's not your show. Maybe you're a couple show man instead of a one man show. We'll see. Trigun shouldn't need this show. You don't understand the need for this retelling. If the stories are true and not just people sending us marketing fluff, and somebody really loved Trigun and the writer was like, wow, I finished it, but man, now that I'm done, I'd rather tell this story with those characters, and you get sort of a like if it was called Trigun, like that might be a little more interesting of a title and a more unique way to say, hey, we're telling a different story but in the same universe. But again, if you want to tell something different, why not just make new characters and like just change everything a little bit? You know, it's just we'll see. Again, it has the signs of something that could be good. It has passion. There's people that are interested in it. It has people that are involved in the original. Like it has everything to make it good. I just need it to take that last step. Trigun Zero. Yeah, exactly. You're offended over Shinobu when you first watch it, but you think you'll enjoy it more this time. But true. I think the problem with Urusei Yatsura is that when you read the manga, the first half of the series, Princess Lum isn't even like a main character. She's just like a person who shows up to be interesting for an episode or a chapter or two, but she's the one that everybody falls in love with, so like that's who the manga is all about in the end, you know. So I think you have a tale of trying to follow what the crowds wanted to sort of change that a little bit. Full Metal needed a retelling, but this is different. Is it? I mean, Trigun wasn't done when they finished the original 98, so it sort of is right along with Full Metal, isn't it? Bikini Day! Wahaha! Yes. Oh man, there is so much going on. keep getting confused between Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Panic. Me too. With the only catch that I knew he was talking about remakes, and Full Metal Panic is just still waiting for season 5. Give me more. I need more. Make more Full Metal Panic before Lucy, Christian, and what the heck is Sasuke's voice actor's name? Chris Patton. Before they lose their voice, I need more. Please give it to me. Could have called it Trigun. Oh my goodness. Still trying to get through the spring season. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just finished up the Kunoichi Tsubaki. As it stands, I need to blast through, like, I've got 2 more on Tomodachi Game. I've got 1 more on Executioner, a couple more on Shikimori. Daemon, I've got a couple more. And then I'm still waiting on Trapped in a Dating Sim, and that'll be basically done. Like, I think at this point, once I finish Trapped in a Dating Sim, because that's, a dub, so I'm a couple weeks behind on it, anything that's left over is going to get dropped. Going to have to get dropped. Couple of cuckoos, though. We're only on episode 11 when they've got 24 slated, so I'm hoping that we get a lot more. Parochin said we got more good stuff coming in, so I'm stoked for that. Need to crowdfund for season 5. Oh my goodness. If based on how long it takes them to make the next season, I could probably get this channel to a large enough community that we could actually spread the word and crowdfund season 5 in order to make sure it happened. Oh my goodness. Trigun worth another shot. That was a good one. I like that. I thought retry gun was clever, but I like the worth another shot tagline. You just tweeted at me. Perfect. Let me see it. Show it to me. Show it to me. There it is. This is amazing fan art. This is what the world needs more of. Fudo, Decimi, cosplayed by Marin and Gojo. That's freaking great. I love it. I love it so much. Just bask in how great that is. Who did this? Oh, I can't zoom in. It just makes the picture, the little things bigger. El Hinadon 5H8T. I don't know if you should Google that or not. But I love bringing Dress Up Darling into the next series. Like, I hope this fan art continues, that we keep getting Marin Kitagawa dressing up as the next and the next and the next and the next. I saw a pretty funny meme that was like, can we have Marin at home? And it was like Marin at home, and it was Hajimete no Gal. And it's like, hey, wait a minute, I like Gyaru-chan. Oh my goodness. You would give so much for OHSCA. Oh man. Oran High School Host Club. But the C and the H are backwards, season 2. Is that did I get that right? Oh man, so you missed a few. You're like the only one who watched Kunoichi Tsubaki among YouTubers I'm subscribed to. I wanted that show to be so good. I wanted it to be great. I was like, oh, ninjas, where they separated the dudes. This will be like Vandred. I loved Vandred. You separate the genders, you work it up, and then you smash them together and you see what happens, right? Like smash up the Boy Meets World kind of thing. And then we met the dog ninjas. Then we met the rooster team and monkey team, and we went through the whole Zodiac, meeting all the teams, and then it ended, and I was like, oh, okay. And like every time it hinted at like, oh, maybe we'll show you, because like I want to know, is she really in love with men? Like, is she really getting the feelings for men, not knowing what they look like? Or is it all just an internal thing? Because her reactions when all the other girls are doing the adorable jutsu, or is that what it's called? Adorable attractiveness jutsu. leads me to believe that it's just hormones that are making her go crazy, and we don't know if she's actually going to feel an attraction to a man when she actually sees one or encounters one. So it's like, what? The one question we had all season you couldn't answer. And maybe you'll find the one that you will love. Oh my freaking goodness. I know she's going through puberty is all, but I just wanted the answer of like, what is her reaction going to be when she finally actually meets a male? What is it going to be? What's it going to be like? What's it going to do? What is her reaction going to be? Will she be able to fight? Will they be peaceful? Will it be at like a real benign like banquet meal, or will it be literally like training in the forest? Like what is it gonna? I wanted that scene and I just didn't get that scene, and I don't know, like, is this a manga that it's coming, but it really did just turn into cute ninja girls doing cute things with 5 heads. The landlord is in puberty. Oh my goodness. The best of each season is the fan art. You are true on that one. Oh, this is silly. This reminds me of what is the girl who she can't even, her dad's a pervert who names her something that's like perverted in Japanese. And then she has to deal with the fact that every time she hears something, she immediately thinks about the perverted joke as opposed to whatever someone's actually saying. Oh, what was that one called? She has like purple hair. Have a good night, E-class. Ao-chan, yes. Ao-chan can't study. That one. I freaking love that one. Tokyo Mew Mew New. It's like so many other shows your daughters used to like. Well, they might like this one too. It definitely got a lot of people into anime in 2002, so I'm excited to see where it goes from now. You want to see Vandred's super ship combo, but this show ended. Oh, just like I want to see the Guyver Giganticus bio armor go crazy. Woohoo, Vandred! Man, there are some chats tonight. It was all right. Yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, and I'll have to get a soundboard that just has me saying this. Like, Tokyo Mew Mew got a lot of people into anime in 2002, and it really paved the way for people who were interested in that sort of magical girl genre to find something that wasn't just Sailor Moon. I am curious though, is Tokyo Mew Mew new? Having watched it, some of you, is it a remake to the best of your knowledge, or is it a like sequel? You need to finish Go-Go 13. You'll never finish Go-Go 13 because they're never gonna stop. Because when the mangaka was on his deathbed, he was like, keep making Go-Go. Just update it for whatever era needs a super spy with an M16 next. And that was his final final words. Remake or retelling. Yeah, okay, good. So we've got a whole thing on that'll bring even more people into loving anime. It's true, Steven Ransom. You can look this up. This is true stories. Magical girl genre has been run into the ground since Madoka Magica. Glad it's coming back around. That is true. That is very true. It really hit a point where it was like, what if we deconstruct blah, blah, blah? What if we deconstruct blah, blah, blah? Ooh, now it's a deconstruction of the magical girl genre. And then you get the reconstruction of the magical girl genre, right? With like, Demon Girl Next Door, right? Where you've got a magical girl who is, what the heck? Like, she like transforms just to stop a table from falling over, you know, like it's just silly. Isekai is pretty close to run its course. Now we'll get Mecha once again. Good luck. We're only gonna get Mecha if we stop buying Gunpla because they need a new advertisement. Mew Mew new induces cavities. You're almost certain of it. Yeah, 100%. Need to watch The Devil's a Part-Timer and Overlord, man. You're way behind. You need to watch Devil as a Part-Timer part 1, like season 1. Heck yeah. Machikado Mazoku. Yes, that is the demon girl. Isn't it called Demon Girl Next Door? Hold on, let me double check this one. Yeah, Demon Girl Next Door. Exactly. That's the exact one. Sort of a rebuild of the series. If Mecha is coming back, Macross is releasing all their stuff in North America. You didn't finish Devil's first season? Didn't finish? How did you start that one and not fall in love with the devil and his house husband? And then the insurance selling hero, like it has one of the best smash cuts from the girls changing at the water park, and like the hero, you know, a little more flat chested, like turns around and looks down, and then it smash cuts to McDonald's, and he's serving like 2 regular burgers, and he's like, 2 small burgers. And then the other girl that's with her turns around and of course has some badonkas. And it smash cuts to McDonald's, and he's like, 2 double doubles, and he's got these giant burgers on the plate. Oh my goodness, it's so freaking good. He only got through half of the first episode. Oh my goodness. You like to see what to be done with Robotech now. That would be strange to see what would you smash together. Honestly, I think other than Iron-Blooded Orphans, Mecha peaked with Go Danner, honestly. That was back in what, 2004? Hold on. Anime does this all the time, like the tide rolling up on the beach and the philosopher's idea of never being in the same river. True. Wait, are you relating to the boob joke I just made, or you often drop anime you like because I'm satisfied with it, or you don't want to finish it, but I don't remember why I didn't finish that one. Well, off with you, Brandon. Get off. I'll see you on Thursday where we can talk more Trigun. I feel happier now than I did previously. Oh, all the litigation is done with. Remember? Well, I mean, maybe you don't. There was like a decade and a half where Evangelion didn't exist for anyone to distribute. It was like, where's my Blu-ray of Evangelion? Sorry, we can't do that because the last thing we released was the Platinum Collection, and now we don't know who has the rights. And it's like, all right, well, whatever. Who cares? Go Danner anime 2003 with a game in 2004. Gosh, I love Go Danner. Hold on, I need to copy this. Copy link to tweet. Save image in my images folder. All right, there we go. There we go. I hate having to update the chat. Damn you, Harmony Gold. You and your Macross. Whoops, wrong. Down. This one may not work. Okay, that'll be fine. Work together, now there'll be proof of miracles. That is true. We will see sort of what the world has planned. What else do we have tonight? I think that is gonna do me for tonight. We had a lot of stuff. We talked about all the shows I'm updated on. We're starting summer. Got 3 shows we started summer: Bastard, Yurei, Deco, and Wait, where'd it go? Where's the Oh, and the Phantom Idol. We also started Phantom Idol, which is a ton of fun so far. We're wrapping up the last season. The first isekai I watched, probably Inuyasha. As far as like something I remember right off, like just to throw out a name off the top of my head, yeah, it's probably gonna be Inuyasha. Let me see though. There might be, because Slayers was just a fantasy. Inuyasha is isekai. Is it not? Yours would be Haibane Remne, then Zero no Skyma. Robot mashup. Regular people get smaller but have great powers. Perfect for the figure market. Like the reverse of Gundam Build Divers. Oh man, I'm scrolling for a while here. Hold on. Isekai. Here we go. And then I'm going to sort by release date. There we go. Oh, this is going the wrong way. Oh, this is gonna take some scrolling. Give me a minute. Yeah, I think that by, if we go by definition of the name, isekai, meaning not the world, meaning other world, that you have to make Inuyasha an isekai. And I think just given the fact that I was born in 1990 and that I was watching stuff on Toonami, that Inuyasha would have had to be the first isekai that I saw. But we'll see. Something older than that. Let's see. Let's just see. I've got the auto scroll going now, so it'll take us a little bit to get back out. Like, I've been scrolling since we started talking. I'm only at 2016 now, so it'll take us a minute to step back a little bit. I think if you you can make the argument that Guyver is a reverse isekai, as the bio boosted armor comes out of another dimension. Digimon was the first isekai you watched? Nice. Monster Rancher, right? That would have been an isekai. Don't they go into the game? Oh, I just passed it actually. Hold on. 1990. There's Digimon. 99. I swear I just saw that stupid green. Yeah, Inuyasha 2000 to 2004 is labeled as an isekai. So we'll start at Inuyasha here and we'll move backwards. But I swear I just saw that stupid green Monster Hunter thing. I was like, oh, I know this one. A few years before SAO came and isekai became super popular, there was Problem Children from Another World and Log Horizon. I love Problem Children from Another World. That show is so much fun. So much fun. Okay. Go to an older Inuyasha, like season 1 or whatever. Log Horizon bored the crap out of me. You could probably also make an argument for Dot Hack to be an isekai, but it's hilariously, as much as like SAO set like the world on fire with like the isekai idea of being trapped in a game, I always felt like trapped in a game was different from isekai because you'd eventually like come back and wake up, which is sort of contrary to my thoughts of Inuyasha being an isekai, because she comes back, right? Oh, Escaflowne! Of course. Of course. I can't believe that I wasn't looking at chat for a second. Here's Monster Rancher in 2000. Escaflowne for sure is an isekai. We just saw it. The Card Captor movie, we got Monster Rancher again. Don't know those. El Hazard, I feel like I've started, but I don't remember it at all. So I can't in good conscience, again, going back to my old rules, can't in good conscience put it on the list. Alice in Cyberland. Those Who Hunt Elves. Idol Fighter. Vision of Escaflowne, 1996. This right here is probably the first. Well, okay, so no, I saw Escaflowne after seeing at least one episode of Inuyasha. I'm 90% sure of that. I'm 90% sure that I saw at least one episode of Inuyasha before watching Vision of Escaflowne, but I have seen Escaflowne, or Escaflown, as some people say online. And you're like, the hell's wrong with you? Hey, have you seen Escaflowne? I'm just like waiting for them to finish the word before I say anything. It's so funny to me. Like, I really don't care about most pronunciation things, but sometimes it just catches me off guard, and that's one that always catches me off guard is when someone says Escaflowne or Escaflowne. Movie is beautiful, yeah. Do. I mean, was it everybody's first isekai? Jumanji? No, and I didn't really either once I started thinking about it. Asuka flown! Where's she flown? There you go, Devil Hunter Yoko. Pop Culture was telling me that one's really good. I need to watch it. Mahono, Angel Sweet, NG Knight. Doraemon! He isekai'd. He's the first isekai cat robot. Alice in Wonderland? Yes. Yes, who could forget the first true isekai for everyone? You can tell what era I'm in now based on their hair and their Grecian warrior garb. First isekai was definitely Narnia. There you go. The classic British version, I hope. God Mazinger. Mazinger went isekai? I didn't know that. Jewel Pet Twinkle has her going back and forth between worlds. 1959, Yu Tong. An old fisherman catches a fishbowl from the sea. The fishing child painted on the bowl comes out to reality to catch a lot of pearls for him. A missionary wants to occupy the bowl and is punished by the fishing child. Got it. Paul's Miracle. So I'm thinking sweats nervously. Oh my goodness. No sweats around here. I wonder why Grecian armor and luminous hair was so popular in the 80s. Because there was this little show on TV called Gladiator. And we had Conan the Barbarian, and we had just all of those crazy American, because if you look at a lot of the old animation, they have very like Western designs, very like ancient Europe sort of feel to them as far as going into that battle armor and stuff, which sort of goes along with the Conan. Like it really set off a vibe for an entire decade for that. Historical Japanese anime, huh? Yeah, classic. The armor was easier to draw in dynamic sequences. Oh, there you go. They're using the old the heck is it called? Yogi Bear's tie, the Hanna-Barbera collar. You put a collar on a thing and it creates a nice solid thing to animate, and then you can just put an animated head or on a still body or a moving body with a still head. Open the Door by Magic Bus. In modern-day Tokyo, 3 university students, Negishi Miyako Neko-chan, Saiki Haruka, and Yamagishi Keiichiro, have magical powers that make them feel like outcasts. They come together one night and are transported to another world. They open a massive door and Neko finds that she is the Princess Nerula, who must defeat the evil Duran 3 to free her people. Because everybody wants to rule the world. Astro Boy and Way Later Painting and Stocking is really modeled after Western animation. Definitely true. Definitely. I like the explanation Steven has. I definitely agree with that. Magic Treehouse anime from 2012. Is that an isekai? Sure. Sure, we can do that. Cylindrical objects are easier than organic forms. Well, she's got some cylindrical objects, if you know what I mean. Mugen Senshi Valley, the evil Duran. It's Duran. What is that from? I never remember. I remember the line, but I don't remember what that's from. Another planet, Ihoshi. Like the Alien Invader style. Yeah, no, there's a good amount of stuff that counts as isekai way back in the day. But as far as, yeah, gonna stick with it. First is Inuyasha. Oldest, probably gonna go to Escaflowne. Oh no, Blaine's tipsy. I was gonna wrap it up because we hit that 2-hour mark, and I was like, those are usually a nice full show. Everybody was happy. We were chatting. It was good. I'm hitting the point. You can kind of tell, like here, like I'm starting to sweat because I'm upstairs in a house and the AC has to be off when I'm recording because it's loud as hell next to me. So I am roasting. I'm sticking to my shirt and my chair. It's not great. So I was like, oh, I'll wrap it up a little bit. But then we're like talking isekai. Oh, what's your first isekai? Great question. That's a great topic. Let's dive into that topic. That sounds like a fun thing to talk about. And it was a fun thing to talk about, but now I'm even hotter and sweatier. You can tell my neck's turning red. I'm not even screaming yet. Oh my goodness. If you need to cool down, we'll let you go. Isekai has that effect on us, lost in space. Comfort is important. Go ahead and wrap up. Thank you, everyone. Oh my goodness. I tease and I kid. I could do this all night. I love hanging out. But I do actually have to go eat my burger. Again, join me on Locals if you want to follow my current cut, followed by my bulk. And you can tease me all along. I will use your energy, your jeering as power to put in more reps on the bench. So I encourage that. So you can find me Blaine's escapecorner.locals.com in the description. You get the link to my Twitter as well. The Discord pops up here and there as I post it around. It's a pretty silly little community we have going on there. Gemini, it's good to see you through to almost the end. One man show, always good to see you again. Everyone, Parlochan, Steven, Pop Culture in the Anti-Bot Brigade. I don't know if we have an official title yet. I think every time I say it, I say something different. That we're all good there. Thank you so much, everyone, for popping in. We're generous chat, beautiful chat, generous chat, greatest chat, best chat ever we've seen. Do I recommend Engage Kiss? Yes, for no other reason than its original anime. Engage Kiss and Lyrical Recoil, two original anime that have to be watched. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard the animation gets real good on that Kiss. Anti-hentai bot brigade. There you go. There you go. Anti-hentai bot brigade. That's what we'll I love it. I love it so much. Yes, I'm recommending it just because I love original animation. So I love anytime someone gets creative in the field of animation. So somebody has a story they want to tell, knows enough about the story that they can convince somebody else they should do that story without having an audience already engaged in that story. I want to hear what they have to say if they were able to do that. Best original anime, Odd Taxi. All right, tomorrow, Wednesday, we are going to be talking about the best original anime. Spoiler alert, I'll try not to say Evangelion. I'll try to pick something other than that, but I'm probably going to say Evangelion at the end of the day. So tomorrow we'll talk about best original anime. On Thursday morning, I'm going to be joining Brandon to talk about Trigun. So we will bat our thoughts around, see what's going on there. And in the meantime, everyone smash that like, share the stream, join the locals. It's completely free. I have no reason to charge people, but there's just all my announcements go there, and then some more personal stuff if you want to get to know me better. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I always love hanging out with every single one of you. Kanpai.